Hey, welcome back, guys. So, my guy Dion Drakes hit me up with a great question in the comment section. He asked me to break down what I did with the money I saved after filing my consumer proposal. So, thank you, Dion Drakes, for the question. Great question. So, in this video, I'm going to give you guys the full breakdown of what I did with the money freed up after filing my consumer proposal, and it was around $1,000 a month. And not only that, I'm going to also talk about how I used that money to start my business in the financial industry. So let's get into it. All right, so as I mentioned, after filing my consumer proposal, I started pocketing about $1,000 a month. Before that, most of my money was going towards credit card payments, my student loans, and my car note. So filing that proposal freed me up. It gave me breathing room for the first time in years, which was such a great relief. And it was a great feeling. But before I get into how and what I did with that freed up money, I think it's important that I talk about what led me to that point and how it eventually got me into the financial industry. So let me take it from the top. So for years, my brother kept telling me I should talk to his guy. But for years, I kept putting it off because I thought I was doing okay. I just finished university. I landed a pretty decent job. I got myself a sweet car. So I thought I was living it up, you know. I thought I was living life. But what I didn't realize at the time was that this was the beginning of my financial struggles. You see, my car was financed and I was living off my credit card and money market loans. And back then I thought this was normal. But soon enough, reality hit and I realized I couldn't keep living this way, or I'd just end up maxing out my credit cards and continue drowning in my debt, and then eventually moving back in with my parents. So that's when I finally decided to take my brother's advice and meet his guy. So my brother set up a meeting with his guy. His name is Dean, and he lives in Toronto. And actually, the initial reason for this meeting wasn't even about fixing my debt. Me and a friend were planning to purchase property. We're just thinking about how can we go about doing it. And so we brought Dean in to help us figure things out. But during that meeting, Dean helped us realize something very crucial. If we want to be property owners, we needed to fix our own financial situation. He asked if we had any debt, and I definitely had debt. Then he explained that before we could even think about property ownership, we need to clean up our finances. Then he walked us through some financial concepts that absolutely blew my mind. That meeting was a huge wake-up call and the start of a new direction in my financial life. Dean connected me with a guy named Jamal, a consultant based in British Columbia, where I am. And I reached out to Jamal because I knew I was drowning in debt. I knew Dean was right. I needed a solution. But little did I know that connection will completely change the course of my financial life. So when Jamal and I sat down, he ran a financial needs analysis for me. This is basically a deep dive into your financial situation. So he looks at your debts, your expenses, goals, the whole picture. And when he looked at my debt and he told me, that's not a problem, we'll take care of it. He said it with so much confidence that I almost didn't believe him. Like I was really skeptical because I had been let down before by other places I'd gone to for help. So I was like, okay, let's see about this. He ended up referring me to a company called Four Pillars. They sat down with me They set me up with an insolvency trustee, and long story short, the results was just life changing. They took my $62,000 of debt and reduced it to $6,300. I had to pay $105 a month for 5 years, or I could pay it off even sooner. The point is, I never heard anything. I never heard this solution prior to meeting Jamal and Dean. So I was just blown away. So the next thing I did was start paying myself first. Before filing my consumer proposal, I'd heard that expression, pay yourself first. But I never understood how anyone could do that when all their money was going toward bills. But now I get it. Fixing my debt, reducing my expenses, and lowering my taxes gave me the breathing room I needed to finally prioritize myself. So I began building an emergency fund, saving for retirement, and investing in portfolios that offered better returns than what the banks provide. When Jamal and I went over my financial needs analysis, one question he asked me always stuck with me. He asked, if you can save $10 a day toward your goals, would you do it? Of course, I said yes. It was a no-brainer. So that's exactly what I did. I started putting that money into a tax-free savings account, like I said, and portfolios that invest in things like the US NASDAQ. And that small shift completely changed how I approach saving and investing. So in a nutshell, that's what I did and continue to do with the money freed up from my consumer proposal. It allowed me to get licensed to start my business in the financial industry, save for the future, and build wealth beyond my 9 to 5. So thank you, Dion Drakes, for the great question. I hope this answered it. And for anyone out there looking to learn more about filing a consumer proposal to tackle your debt, setting up a free financial needs analysis to better understand your financial picture, or even want to explore the opportunity to join the financial industry yourself, feel free to DM me on Instagram at Andre_R_Grant_. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.